Joining me for another Tech Tip Tuesday. Wanted to show you guys a couple of AN fittings and a couple of tools that I have, a couple cutters, and a little jig here for putting your nuts onto the hose. So I noticed a couple of things with the hoses. This hose here, if you look, these are two separate hoses. You can kind of see a little bit how there's a little bit of a difference. Okay. Now, this hose here, the one that's a little bit more grainy, I guess. This is what I use for my fuel hose. This is a 1/2 inch hose that I use for the fuel line. And then if you're going to use a hose like this, you gotta kind of know how to cut it, and you need to know how to put the nuts on. So the first thing about cutting it that I have found is if you take a piece of electrical tape, okay, and put it on where you're going to cut, do about 2 wraps, maybe 3 wraps. Get these on there, and once you go to get it started, find out right where you want to cut it, get it started. Don't cut all the way, don't cut halfway, like don't even cut a quarter of the way, just a little bit. And then once you get it right where you want it, get in a good position and take a really big, fast cut. And if you do it that way, the cut that you get is so much cleaner. See if that'll focus. It's a way cleaner cut. There's no burrs that come off of there. And I found the faster that you cut, the cleaner the cut is. I've tried all these tools, and with the ratchet style, it's just too slow. It wants to very slowly start to cut in it. And then I think when that happens, it's wanting to take and grab some of the wires that are inside the tube, and it's wanting to pull them a little bit. And if you just get a really quick, fast cut with something like this, it works great. Now these do say only cut copper or aluminum cables, forbidden to cut stainless steel wire or rope. I think they're really talking about like a cable, almost like a winch cable or something like that. Maybe they're forbidden for that. But for this particular tubing fuel line, this is 1/2 inch, so it should, if you are running 3/8, which most of you probably are, mine's more of like a high performance big block application, then I went with the 1/2 inch. But it does cut 1/2 inch, so if you're running 3/8, which most of you probably are, it would probably be just fine. And then one other thing that I wanted to share is there's this tool here. Let's see if I can move this around so you can see. There's this tool. I've seen it all over social media and everything. Basically, it clamps your hose into this little vise, and then this side has all these different jaws for different sizes, whether you're working on 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 AN fittings. And all this does is take this nut right here, and it just runs this up on there. If you're doing an 8, I'm sure a 6 too, a 6 or an 8, I've always put them on by hand, and I've never had a problem or an issue. And I bought this tool. Once I bought all my AN stuff, I bought this tool, and I only used it one time because I'm like, I don't know why someone would need this, because it seems like this is pretty easy to get on. Right now, this fitting is it's on there. This is about halfway on. So I can just push this on by hand. It should go right there, and it's on. It's done, right? And you can see if I can get it on camera. Not sure. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it's all the way down there, flush and seated where it needs to go. And I used it, like I said, and I was like, dude, I'll never use this tool again. Like, why did I even buy this? I wasted $70. But then, once I came across the ones for the power steering, I noticed that these steel ones are way harder to get on, and I'm not sure if it's because these are the steel or if it's because of this particular hose and the cable that's inside, or the stainless steel wires inside are a little bit harder. But this one's a lot harder to get on, and that's where this tool does come in handy. So inside of that, let me show you. The inside of that is like barbed. You know, it would take a lot of force to get that on there, and this tool makes it simple. So you get it on there and you get it started. Even though this is a -10, I used the -12 on the jaws inside. Back this all the way out, and I'm going to show you. Look how much, just so there ain't no trickery up the sleeve, look how much that's got to go. It's got to go quite a ways, okay? Get this in here. This locked down in our, so you're going to lock the hose down. You're going to start to turn this. And then you can feel it, see it bottom out. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get that on camera. Look how deep it got, guys. I mean, it's all the way bottomed out to the end. So I want to say there, you know, a lot of people that I've seen were making fun of this tool. Guys, it's worth it. And a bunch of them in a day. It kind of makes it nice to use this tool. If you make all of your cuts, and then you know, like, hey, I need all these nuts need to go on this, and this. You can put them in there and crank them all out at one time. Take this tool off, get rid of it, then put your soft jaws in. I just have these soft jaws here. I don't have the AN soft jaws. They make some. You can get them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap too. I just haven't ordered a set. I would like to have a set because I think that those soft jaws that is specifically for AN, I think that they're a little bit nicer. But right now I'm just using these soft jaws. So if you just have these soft jaws here, they will work too. Then you just put this in here, lock it down. That's it. Then you can put a little bit of oil right here on your thread, and just a little bit right there on the cone where it goes. This inside of here, then you put your oil on there. You start to tighten this thing down, and as you're tightening this down, it's going to stop about there. Then you can use an AN wrench, and then I have another one that's adjustable. The adjustable one works just as well. And then you just sit here, tighten it up, go around until it's bottomed out, and you'll feel it stop. If you don't have soft jaws, another thing you can do is you do have to have these tools. I mean, you can do them with some wrenches and put tape on them. I've seen people do that, but I would rather have these. These are specifically for AN. I got these from Summit. It's a little kit. It comes with like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 AN aluminum wrenches. And then I bought an extra one now, so I didn't have to buy a whole nother set. So buy one of these adjustable ones. That way you can also get the job done and tighten this up if you don't have the soft jaws. Another tip that I do to make sure once this is seated, I take a little piece of electrical tape, okay, and I go right here on the back side of the nut, and I just put a little piece of tape right there. That way, as I tighten these together, I will know, as long as that tape is still right there up against the edge of the back of this nut, this did not move out and come out of place. So that's kind of my little tip for you there. Just the way I do it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it as well, but that's just the way I do it. That little piece of tape, just a reference mark. If they're going to be under the car, you could get like a silver Sharpie marker and just put a little dot right there. And then as long as when you're done tightening this up, as long as that's in the same spot, you know that this didn't back out, right? So that's pretty much it. That's my little tip for today. So just to recap, that vise tool does work. You don't need it. You can get it on by hand, but if you're going to be doing a bunch of them, then it's nice to have. Or if you're going to be doing the steel ones with the more sturdy tubing, then that's nice to have. Make sure you have a really good set of cutters, and get the AN toolkit, and maybe get the adjustable AN wrench. But all these other little cutters you don't really need. And that's pretty much it for the Tech Tip Tuesday. Thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.